Hi everyone, hope you guys are all doing very well. Just wanted to do a quick video here, and it is entirely possible that it's not going to be as quick as I think that it's going to be, but I just wanted to do and give a few updates and also just give a couple of thoughts for my brother and I as we head into 2016. But before I get into that, I do just want to, on behalf of myself and my brother, who's not currently with me at this time, just apologize for the lack of content and the lack of videos in the last couple of months. And more importantly than that, just an apology for not getting back to a lot of the comments and questions that we've received, both on the YouTube videos and also on our website. I think the primary reason for that is it kind of ties into our updates here that I'm going to give in a second. But I wouldn't say that we were lacking motivation. I think what we were more than anything was just lacking some content, and it was really kind of getting us down and I guess hurting our motivation that way. But to just tie it in our update, and what this video is really about is just the fact that my brother and I, we've been talking about it the last couple of months, and we have decided that we are going to be ending our coin roll hunting journey at this time. And what that means is we're just going to stop doing the physical coin roll hunting, the going through boxes, and again, looking through the coins that we find valuable. We're not going to be ending our coin roll hunting discussion, or also some of the videos that we plan on doing. Like, we still haven't done a full copper penny hoard video, and now as we end our coin roll hunting journey, it will make sense to give out those types of videos, but also too, we do have a lot of work ahead of us just in the storing, and also to just kind of making a rational just kind of collection of all of our nickels and all of our pennies. So I think that those videos are going to be fun. We're going to start with the nickels. I really dread and cringe in thinking about how we're going to set up our pennies in some sort of rational way. But I have a lot of goals on my mind and just kind of a vision of how I want our nickel stack to look like. So I think that it will be fun to just kind of show you guys what we do with all of our nickels that we found over the last couple of years. Also too, though, there's a lot of articles out there that I would love to deconstruct. I've kind of held off and stopped myself on doing a very critical video on some of these coin roll hunting discussion articles. These are going to be mainstream articles, so I think you guys know where I'm going to go with them. The funny thing is, though, too, a lot of these articles, the author had contacted my brother and I to try to be a part of them here in the Canadian media. So we've ignored those, and we'll get into why we did so when we make the videos. But long story short, we're going to be ending coin roll hunting ourselves. We're not going to be ending the discussion of coin roll hunting, and because I know a lot of Canadians are still going through nickels, and to an even larger extent, I know Americans are going through both pennies, nickels, silver dimes, that type of thing. So coin roll hunting is done for us, but it's not done for a large part of the coin roll hunters out there. We think that's awesome, so we're going to keep talking about it. Just a few reasons why we decided to end our coin roll hunting journey. The big one is just the alloy recovery program that the Canadian Mint goes through. Just very quickly, if you don't know what the alloy recovery program is, basically the Canadian Mint has a mandate to try to collect the coins that we're looking for, pretty much. The silver dimes, silver quarters, that type of thing. But it also, too, it's really focused on getting the nickel bullion coins out of circulation as well. The 99.9% nickel nickels, the quarters, half dollars, that type of thing. We have found that our percentages has decreased. When we got back, though, into it in the fall, our percentages were good. And it really is just anecdotal evidence, but again, there is a lot of evidence out there that the alloy recovery program has really put a big dent in our nickel bullion percentage. But more importantly than that, again, not being anecdotal evidence, just for us, I don't know what happened over the last couple of months or the last year, but it has been really difficult for us to get customer wrapped rolls of nickels in large volumes. When we had our coin roll orders, even our most recent coin roll order a couple months ago, we did pretty well at the beginning. We got a lot of customer wrapped rolls. However, we went a good 2 months. If you go from our last coin roll hunting video to about 5 or 6 weeks later, we were still getting our 2 boxes every week. However, each of those boxes, whether it was 10 or 12, were all dud boxes. They were all coins that had already been sorted through by not necessarily the Canadian Mint, but through, I guess they would be third-party sorters. I know up here there's Coins in Canada. Might have that backwards, might be Canada and Coins, but either way, I guess those would be third-party sorters that sort through looking for the 99.9% nickels, and also the copper nickels, because each of those coins, they were already machine wrapped, which isn't a good sign for us, but every time we would go through them, we would get no coins before the year 2000. So we would either get those, or we would get just brand new 2015 or 2014 nickels, again, just straight from the mint. So it was very difficult for us to get customer wrapped rolls. The banks did have a few rolls here and there, but it wasn't any type of the volume that we really wanted. And again, this went for a number of different banks and a number of different branches. But also too, just another reason why is just because even with the dud boxes not being there, just the time and other focuses that we had did start weighing in on us as well. The time, not so much. I mean, I wouldn't call it a hassle, not when it's, your favorite hobby, but just going to the bank, going through the boxes. For us, we re-rolled them and then bringing them back. The time isn't too bad, but again, I think the reason why we started had changed over the years, and I'll get into that in just a second. But we really want to focus just on precious metals at this time, namely the silver and the gold. So the time and then just the other focus also weighed on our decision. But I think at the end of the day, I think you can say that my brother and I talked about it. We really wanted to go through coin roll hunting for 25 years when we started. We had kind of projected out our goals that far. Ending the Canadian penny obviously really hurt us in that regard. And then obviously too now with the focus on just nickels, the dropping percentage, and we were never going to keep that going as long as we were doing the pennies. But I think you can say that we were successful in what our initial goals were. The journey was successful. Basically, when we started, what we wanted was an asset to protect our wealth during the current inflationary monetary and fiscal environment when we had no money to put towards precious metals. If you haven't kind of heard our backstory, basically we got into all of this in 2007, 2008, and 2009. However, at that time, my brother and I, we were still going through school, and it was pretty much impossible to find money at the end of the day, even an extra $100 a month to put towards precious metals. And really, coin roll hunting was the perfect thing, and it fell right into our laps. Basically, it allowed us to buy an asset that governments couldn't print and would hopefully keep their value. Again, we're talking about copper and nickel, definitely not precious metals like silver and gold. However, it did allow us to feel as we were making some headway in our goal, just to kind of go along with our economic knowledge that we were gathering at the time. So it was the perfect avenue for us. Not only that, we really enjoyed it. We loved coin roll hunting as a hobby. So it was kind of the perfect storm for us. We found it, basically the way that I found it was through, and you guys might remember this, Peter Schiff, before he had his current outlet, before he had Schiff Radio, he did a weekly podcast on his investment company website. It was something like the Europack podcast with Peter Schiff, something along those lines. He did that for a few years. He would take callers, and one of the callers had just mentioned copper pennies, and this was back in 2008, I want to say. And that kind of went off in my head as maybe an avenue that we could do. However, I never really gave it any thought for about a year, and about a year later, I want to say in early 2009, another person had called in and just kind of mentioned the copper pennies. I guess this would have been around early 2010, maybe late 2009. And because I hadn't gave it much thought over the year, and I was completely new to the hobby, I didn't even know a website like Coinflation was out there. I actually grabbed a couple of the pennies that I had sitting next to me and manually by hand wrote out and researched the copper price and how much each penny was worth, just in their copper value, and figured that they were worth over 3 times their copper value than their face value. So at that point I was hooked, kind of found out how you could get boxes of pennies from the bank. I told a couple people, but not many people, and one of the people that I told was my brother. Everyone else had dismissed me, but of course, because my brother and I were on the same path of economic learning, he instantly saw the value right away. And I guess the rest is history from there. That's when we got into it pretty big at the time, and we started our current YouTube channel. But sorry for the videos getting a little long. I'll stop kind of the history there. But basically, we achieved what we wanted to achieve, and it's going to be fun. Excuse me. It's going to be fun now, just kind of seeing what we have and putting it all together at the end of the day here. Now, just a couple of thoughts and our goals for 2016. Number one is definitely making a lot more content in 2016. Like I just mentioned, we're still going to discuss coin roll hunting, but we really want to get into silver stacking videos. Again, we're going to make it a goal to get back into purchasing silver. Again, to just some of our own personal economic constraints. 2016 was probably our worst year for buying physical silver, going all the way back to about 2013, maybe even 2012. So we're definitely going to change that. We want to do a lot more videos just on economic content as well. There's a lot of important things happening. Again, the Fed, we completely missed that. That would have been a great discussion to have with the Fed increase of interest rates. But also, too, there's a lot of really interesting things here up in Canada. Really, Canada's just a mess economically. We just elected a liberal government, which is, neither here nor there in terms of our political leanings. But again, there is economic consequences. The depressed price of oil is wreaking havoc on the Canadian economy. And then just the Bank of Canada policy with low interest rates is just wreaking havoc, creating what I would term as a housing bubble. And also just creating, again, too, what I would term a household debt bubble. So there's a lot of interesting economic discussions to be had out there. We really want to do a couple videos a week just in this regard. And then also, too, we can put some in just with our current coin roll hunting discussion, or excuse me, kind of a Freudian slip there, our silver stacking discussion, and then just what we're buying in terms of silver and hopefully gold. So that's where we're headed in 2016. We want to make a lot more videos. More importantly, though, we do want to get back in on the discussions. In terms of our current comments, I have been holding off on even kind of looking at them at this point, just because I didn't want to start reading them and not replying, just in case I lost them when I went to reply to them later. So there's a huge wealth of comments and questions that are currently out there on our videos. We're going to start going through those in the new year. The ones that can have a relative quick and easy reply to, we'll just reply to just right there on the YouTube video. However, if it's a more in-depth question and you guys ask great questions and have great comments, I think it'd be worth doing a Q&A video for those, just so that we can it will allow us to give a more detailed response, which is definitely deserving. So we're going to look forward to 2016. Unfortunately, but maybe fortunately, again, too, it'll give us some time to focus on silver and other things. Coin roll hunting for us as a hobby, unfortunately, is over at this point. But we do look forward to see what we can accomplish in 2016 just with our silver stacking and hopefully some great discussions, which I know you guys will contribute to a lot with us. So again, we apologize for the lack of videos. Hopefully we're going to be changing that. It's a personal goal of ours. But with that said, I hope you guys have all had, and again too, just from my brother as well, who isn't here with me at this time, hope you guys had a great end of 2015, a great holidays if you guys celebrate it, but also more importantly, have a very safe 2016 here. Again too, it is New Year's Eve, so be safe out there. Hope you guys have a great 2016 to start. We look forward to discussing it with you very soon. We look forward to 2016. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.